Hello friends, today I will start with a new topic, accounts of not-for-profit concern. In our 12th standard, we are having two topics related to final account. One is partnership final account, which is a trading unit, and another is accounts of not-for-profit concern, which is a non-trading unit. So in this topic we are going to learn how to prepare the final account of not-for-profit concern. In short, we are saying NPO. Now before we proceed to understand the final account of NPO, let us know first what do you mean by the profit organization and not-for-profit organization. So what do you mean by profit organization? Profit organizations are those organizations which are engaged in the trading activities. What do you mean by trading activities? Buying of goods and selling of goods at a profit. The difference between buying and selling is known as the profit. So what is the aim of trading units? The aim of trading organization is to earn profit. And at the end of the year, these trading organizations, what they are doing? They are preparing trial balance, and from trial balance they are preparing trading account, profit and loss account and balance sheet. And who is the person who is investing the amount in business? Here we are having a sole trader, or we are having a partner, or we are having a shareholders who are the owners of the business. So we are having capital in the trading organization. So in short, trading organizations are those organizations which are business units. Their motive is to earn profit. The examples are sole trading concern, partnership firm, joint stock company. Their main source of income is sale of goods. At the end of the year, they are preparing trial balance and they are preparing trading account, profit and loss account and balance sheet. And their result is in the form of profit or loss, and the capital is invested by the owner. Now let us see NPO. What is NPO? NPO is an organization which is not engaged in trading activities, but they are providing social services to the members or to the public in general. In short, they are established to promote arts, culture, education, sports, charity, healthcare, etc. etc. And which are the organizations that we find? The organizations that we find is schools, colleges, hospitals, universities, blood banks, social clubs, sports clubs, trade union, chamber of commerce, charitable trust and so on. So these are the various examples of NPO. And these NPOs source of income is they are not selling goods. So how they are collecting the amount? They are collecting amount by way of subscription, by way of donation, by way of entrance fees, and there are many more sources of income that we'll see later on. And they are also supposed to prepare books of account. So they are preparing books of account. At the end of the year, they are supposed to close the books of account. So they are closing the books of account, and they are preparing one account which is known as receipt and payment account. So receipt and payment account is similar to the trial balance. In profit concern, we are preparing trial balance. In NPO, we are preparing receipt and payment account. And from this receipt and payment account, now we are preparing income and expenditure account to know the surplus or deficit of the business. Here in profit organization, we are preparing profit and loss account to know the profit or loss of the business. Here we are preparing income and expenditure account to know the surplus or deficit of the financial activities. Now, Who is investing the capital here? No one is investing capital in case of NPO, but the capital is created out of the various sources. Which are the sources? It is created from the surplus, it is created from the donations, it is created from the life membership fees, and there are many more sources out of which we are creating the capital fund. So we are having a capital fund as we are having capital in case of profit concern. Now in short, what is a not-for-profit concern or what is NPO? NPO is an organization which is established for providing social services to its members or to the public in general. Their motive is not to make any profit but to provide the services. They are charging for the services, but they are charging minimum. And at the end of the year, they are closing the books of account, they are preparing receipt and payment account, they are preparing income and expenditure account to know the surplus or deficit of their activities. Okay? So that is the basic difference between the profit concern and not for profit concern. Okay? After discussing the first point, difference between profit organization and not for profit organization, let us see the second point, meaning and features of NPO. Now, as I discussed earlier, let us see the meaning. What is NPO? As I told you, NPOs are those organizations which are not engaged in trading activities. As I told you, that they are not established for trading activities, but they are established for providing social services to the members or to the public. So they are the organizations which are not engaged in trading activities but are established with an objective of providing services to its members or to the public at large. Who can take the benefit of NPO? The members can take the benefit of the NPO. At the same time, general public can also take the benefit or the services of the NPO by paying certain nominal fees. So in short, NPOs are those organizations which are not engaged in trading activities but are established with an objective of providing services to its members or to the public or the society at a large. Now, it will be more clear about the NPO whenever we will see the features of NPO. So now from all this discussion, let us come to the conclusion. What are the features? So what is the main aim of NPO? The main aim is to provide services and not to make profit. So the first feature of NPO, it is clear that it is meant for providing services to the members, but it is not meant for making profit. The second feature, it is established to promote art, culture, sports, education, charity, health services, etc. So these are the all services which are related to the social service. So they are not for business. They are for all service oriented activities. So they are established to promote art, culture, sports, education, charity, healthcare services, etc. So it is clear what is their aim. Number 3, how can one become a member? Now here, one can become a member by paying entrance fees, subscription fees, life membership fees. So whenever you are joining that organization, you have to take admission there. So for that you have to pay the admission fee, which is also known as the entrance fee. Then you have to pay the nominal charge, whatever charges are there. So charges for the providing services, which are known as subscription. Sometimes there is an offer of one-time subscription, which is known as the life membership fees. So you have to pay this and you can become the member. So the third feature is a person can become member by paying entrance fees, subscription fees, life membership fees, etc. etc. The fourth feature is who is managing the affairs of such type of organization. There is a elected body. Now it is governed by the managing committee, or you can say the executive committee of elected members. So all the members taken together, they are going to elect certain persons, certain committee, and that committee is known as managing committee. And this committee has got certain posts like chairman, secretary, treasurer, and some other posts that they may create for the functioning of the organization. Then the next feature is NPO is preparing the receipt and payment account. So at the end of the year, NPO is preparing receipt and payment account instead of trial balance. That is a summary of the books of account. They are also preparing income and expenditure, which is similar to the profit and loss account, to know the surplus or deficit. And they are preparing the balance sheet as usual at the end of the year. Next, NPO creates capital fund. As I told you earlier, no one is there to invest in this type of business, but still the capital is created, which is known as the capital fund. So how the capital fund is accumulated? Whatever activities we are having, from income and expense, whatever surplus is available, that surplus is transferred. Sometimes we are receiving donations from the members or from the outsiders. That donations we have to add to the capital fund. Then we are having source of income which is of a capital nature, like live membership fees, legacies. So these are the different type of sources which we are adding to the capital fund. So NPO creates capital fund by capitalizing surplus, entrance fees, donations, live membership fees. So these are some of the sources and which creates the capital. So friends, in short, now what is NPO? NPOs are the organizations which are meant for providing services. These services are provided at free of cost, or they may charge some minimum amount, but the aim is not to make profit. And these are the features. They are for the service, they are for promotion of art, culture, sports, education. One can become a member by paying entrance fees, admission fees, or subscription fees. It is governed by the managing committee of elected members, so there is a democratic rule. Okay. Then NPO is preparing receipts and payment account, income and expenditure account, and balance sheet. And NPO creates capital by capitalizing surplus, entrance fees, donations, life membership fees, etc. Okay. Is it clear now? So from the features and from the meaning, we can make out what is NPO. Okay. Now we'll see the third point, need for maintaining books of account and preparation of final account. Why we should prepare the books and why we should prepare the final account? Point number one is NPO is answerable to the members or to the public. Why NPO is answerable to members? Because members are paying subscription fee. Members are paying donation, giving donations. At the same time, public is giving donation. Government is giving grant. So for all these reasons, it is necessary to maintain proper records and proper books of account, because NPO is answerable to the members as well as to the outsiders as well as to the government. Now the next point is we require control over the financial activities. Now see, most of the activities of NPO, they are on the cash basis. So the NPO has to confirm that there is no misappropriation of funds and there are no frauds in the books of account. Now the point number 3 is to know the sources of income and heads of expenses. Now the NPO is having different sources of incomes. Which are the sources of incomes? NPO receives the amount by way of subscription. Suppose it is a school or college, then they are receiving amount by way of tuition fees. Then they are receiving interest on investments. They are receiving rent. Okay, so these are the different sources. At the same time, there are different heads of expenses. So which are the heads of expenses? The NPO has to pay the wages, they are paying salaries, they are paying conveyance, they are paying for the printing and stationery, they are paying for electricity bill, they are paying for telephone bill. So all these are the different heads of expenses. So it is necessary to maintain proper books of account, so that from the books of account we can come to know which are the different sources of income and which are the different heads of expenses. Now the next one is to meet the legal requirement. Again, we want to maintain proper books of account because we want to complete the legal requirements. What are the legal requirements? NPO is supposed to prepare the budgets. NPO is supposed to prepare certain registers. NPO is supposed to get the books audited from the auditor, and NPO is responsible to the registrar of societies. So for all these reasons, it is necessary to maintain proper books of account. Now, why we have to prepare the final account? So at the end of the year, we want to know what is the surplus or the deficit of the concern, and we want to know the financial position of the business. That is, what are the assets of the organization and what are the liabilities of the organization. And that is why, to complete these two objectives, we are preparing final accounts. So what we are preparing? We are preparing income and expenditure account to know the surplus or deficit for a given period, that is for 1 year. And we are preparing the balance sheet to know the financial position of business, financial position of concern as on particular day, that is on the last day of the year. We want to know what are the assets and liabilities of the organization. Okay, now we are going to discuss the fourth point, final accounts of NPO. Final account of NPO we are preparing at the end of the year. So the content of final account are 3. We are preparing receipt and payment account. What is receipt and payment account? Receipt and payment account is a summary of cash transactions during a year. We are preparing it at the end of the year. We are going to see this receipt and payment account in detail afterwards. But it is just like a trial balance. Then we are going to prepare income and expenditure account. This account is same as profit and loss account. In this account, we are going to compare incomes and expenses to know whether we are having surplus or we are having deficit. So in detail, we will see this account later on. And at the same time, we are preparing the balance sheet of the organization at the end of the year to know the financial position of the business, that is the assets of the financial position of the organization, that is the assets of the organization, and the liabilities of the organization. So the final account of NPO is consisting of receipt and payment account, income and expenditure account, and balance sheet. So we have to learn these two accounts and one statement balance sheet in detail so that we can solve problems on NPO easily.